Okay, we are on day 20. So we are 2/3 of the way with this thing. This is Reshaunda Thornton.
I'm Natalie Gensits.
And again, we are coming to present to you some of our wellness and educated and mentally centered conversations called 30 Days, 30 Ways. Yesterday was Easter, and I hope you guys had a great time, despite our limitations and maybe not being able to physically be around family, but I hope that you were able to absorb what means the most to you in those times. That's actually what our talk was about. So if you missed it due to the festivities yesterday, feel free to go back and take a look at it. But today, we decided to create a topic centered around our sleep. Why it's important, how to make sure that we're getting proper sleep, especially during these times. Because if we're lacking sleep, we're lacking our ability to do a lot of other things, even especially when it comes to our health. So, I don't know if you recognize how your body is affected by sleep. I think we take it for granted sometimes, but our body needs sleep. Proper amount of sleep throughout within a given night. We look at sleep typically as it's the end of my day. I'm totally gonna rest, and sometimes you shave off getting those hours because you have so much to do during the daytime. Stop looking at it as the end of the day. It's actually the beginning of your next day. So what the amount of sleep you get in at Monday night will determine how Tuesday look. So start looking at your sleep as the beginning of your next day, not the end of your day. So if you look at it as the beginning of the day, it's really what's going to set the pace of how your day is going to progress following. You want to make sure that your body fully recovers. If it gets its 7 to 9 hours sleep at night, it's going to fully recover for the next day. Also consider outside of recovery is also a part of like your immunity system. So right now we are focused on making sure we have our immunity system intact. And outside of our nutrition and outside of taking precautions, we got to consider sleep is a part of it. So understanding like how sleep affects your immunity system, physiologically, when you sleep, your fighter cells, which you call your T cells, they're actually activated more and they start being able to utilize and be able to work for you when you're asleep. So when you're sleeping, you're building up those fighter cells that's going to actually help counter, any type of symptoms or the way your body breaks down in regards to your immune system. So you not even directly working to build your immune system, but when you sleep, you indirectly are creating opportunity for your immune system to be boosted. Yeah, and so no, Natalie, we were talking about this, and you're telling me kind of like how sleep and lack of sleep kind of affected you personally.
Yeah, definitely it does. I can definitely, what you're saying makes total sense, and I can definitely relate. I love the idea of thinking of sleep as the beginning of your day because it totally sets the mood and tone of my next day, and I
Yeah.
see that more now than I used to. But if I don't get there a good amount of sleep, or if I'm not sleeping well, kind of like last week for a couple of days, like of course you start feeling run down, but then like, what does that mean how does that come out in you? And to me, it makes me feel more down on myself, more defeated, like, oh, I'm never going to get this done, or oh, I'm shorter with my patients and with my family. And it's just the wrong attitude overall. So it's not a good thing. And I'm less productive because I'm grumpy and just scattered. Your brain is feeling foggy.
Yeah.
And brain fog is a common symptom of the autoimmune stuff. So, it totally makes sense. I have autoimmune type stuff going on with my body. So I know if I don't get a good night's sleep, I also am usually more congested, and it's just, I can see it in many ways. So it definitely is important. And I like the idea of thinking about how you're starting your day with that. A lot of people think about it too as how it affects their productivity overall. And that's true also, just in general. You're not as productive if you're lacking in sleep. And you're not as healthy. So it's definitely something we need to focus on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I also have read that the sleep that you get between 8 and midnight is best, your most restorative sleep. So
Okay.
about that as well when you're trying to figure out when you want to go to bed. But there's lots of things we can do to help with getting better sleep, right? And a no-brainer is to look at what you're eating, of course, right? And I know
Very true.
you're the expert there. What can you offer us as far as food stuff?
Well, I know we always look at food. Let's not eat after a certain time because then we're going to gain weight, and that is very true. But when it comes to our ability to get rest, there's actually some foods that can be in your favor. It's going to contribute to help you get a better night's sleep. And I'm just going to give you a few examples. I can create a large list, but we can tighten up just a little bit. We all know the chamomile tea. That is one of the top teas that we know helps to soothe us. So even drinking a cup of tea, uncaffeinated, at nighttime is going to help to reduce your anxiety, reduce your stress, which will allow you to sleep more better. Other things like the food that you actually can eat, there are certain fruits that are known to be high in serotonin. For example, kiwi is one. It's actually around that time where kiwis will start becoming more, popular during the warmer seasons. And several different berries. They all carry antioxidants, and they also carry some of those endorphins that will allow you to sleep better at night. Think about some of your lower glycemic carbohydrates, like your whole grains. I mean, even like a little bit of oatmeal, a little bit of quinoa, couscous, some of the more low glycemic ones, they actually will not allow you to have a high boost of energy where you want to stay up at night versus other more processed grains like white rices. So bringing in, even for dinner, just having some whole grains, that will kind of help to allow you to sleep throughout the night. Last but not least is actually nuts. I know that's something that you like to do, Natalie, but just having the nuts in a very small quantity, because actually nuts, they help in sleep quality by carrying melatonin. They help to reduce inflammation, which also reduces your cortisol levels, which is those stress hormones, and all that leads to better sleep. So having a small amount at night, or even having, like, say, a little bit of a fruit, or just having some nice tea in the evenings, that's going to contribute to helping you to have a better quality of sleep, which is going to fold into helping you have a better productive day following.
Those are great food suggestions. I like those. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
obviously, we don't want to eat at heavy meals, eat a lot before bedtime. But if you do need to eat something, those are great suggestions.
Sure.
I've done a lot of research on sleep through my career, for my writing and for my health. So I've got some more tips to share. Now's a good time to use a sleep journal to figure out, like, if you are able to go to bed and wake up without an alarm for a week or 2 weeks in a row, you'll start to see a pattern of how many hours of sleep you actually need to feel well. And so now's possibly a good time to do that. But most people need between 7 and 9 hours, like you said, and kids need more than that usually. Um, I mentioned the prior to midnight sleep. Just have a regular schedule as best as you can, and where you wake up and go to bed at the same time each day. I know it's not always possible, but it is ideal. Have a cooler temperature setting around 65 to 70 at night, and get out of the devices away from you. It's also helpful to wake up to natural light if you can manage that, even just a small opening at the bottom. And then also, besides, exercise is this way, and so is sex. So some people get energized by it and some people get sleepy. So you got to see what works for you and make sure you're paying attention to that. Adjust your timing accordingly. Shower before bed, especially if you have allergies, to get the pollens off you. Drink less liquids, and make sure you have good, clean bedding. That's not gonna, especially if you have allergies, like the pillow tops are not as good because it grabs onto all the pollens, and that's gonna disrupt your sleep. If your bed's not comfortable or old and has a lot of dust collected in it, then those can inhibit your sleep as well. So there's a ton of things that you can do to help your sleep, and hopefully some of these helped you and will help you get better sleep Did you have anything else to share or add, Reshaunda?
No, I think you pretty much hit all the major like tips, especially when you talked about the exercise part. Like for some people, and even sex, just activity. Some people it allows you to sleep well at night, and some people it keeps you going, gives you more energy, which is opposite what we want when we want to sleep. So you had to really figure out, gauge that, and see if it works for you in regards to that.
Yep, sounds good. All right, well, you guys go figure out how to get yourself some better sleep and stay well and healthy out there. And we'll be back tomorrow with another topic.
Yeah. See you soon, guys. Bye.
Bye.